Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. And the topic today is going to be about why most coaches will never actually be free from their info business that they've built. I'm sorry, I have a bit of an allergy, so yeah. What inspired me, the topic today is actually a very simple reason, is to basically try to make you zoom out from your perspective, right? How you run your business and make you understand what exactly you need to focus on in order to reach the next level, right? I mean, you should know this by now that business is all about solving constraints, right? Solving the most high leverage constraint. It's how you're going to level up your business, level up your life, and that can be applied to any aspect of life, right? It's just basically solving the constraints, the most high leverage constraint. And a lot of coaches don't actually understand it, that they actually can help do a very big high leverage move that will completely push a needle for them and just make them realize that they can make more from a single client by basically just increasing the lifetime value, and they can stop getting traffic, they can stop all of that, they can literally know that a single person can be worth 2 to 3 times more if they just build around that person. And so this is a belief that I'm trying to engineer into every coach that is watching this video with my content. I'm trying to basically show you how and why you should do that, why you should focus on solving this issue first, and yeah, the rest is of course coming down to you. And every coach says the same thing when you ask them what they really want, right? They want freedom. That's why you probably started this in the first place. You want to achieve freedom. You maybe see that the middle class is shrinking year over year, and you wanna kind of put an end to this, to your family. You wanna, maybe it's your family, maybe you're doing it for yourself, right? You want to choose some kind of freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, even mental freedom, right? Probably the best freedom ever. And so, I'm sorry. So you basically imagine, I'm just going to future pace your story, right? How you want everything to end. And you imagine, waking up on a Tuesday, no panic about clients, no 6 a.m. content grind, no guilt for taking a day off, right? You just want peaceful, predictable income. You want systems running. By systems, I mean your business basically is running, and you have a team, right? A team that takes care of your business, takes care of your clients, your product delivery. Someone that you can actually count on, somebody who's always going to be there for you, right? And that's probably the dream that you're trying to build. Because again, a team is probably one of the most important aspects, is hiring the right people who see your vision, people who are willing to put in the effort, the commitment, and just will basically do everything possible to make this work for you, right? That's what I mean by a good team. But here's the truth that nobody says out loud, right? Most coaches are actually chasing freedom in a way that guarantees that they will never get it, because they have confused freedom with activity. And this video can be all about productivity and how you should spend your time, but I actually already made a video about it. It's called, don't remember the name. I think it's the productivity um hack or something like that. You basically can see it on my channel on maybe like 3 videos previously was this content, but yeah, it goes into your how you should basically focus on your goals. It's a very nice video, I think. Got a lot of views as well. I mean, for my KPIs, it's a good video for my views. So now we have two coaches here. I mean, not the two coaches, but like two diagrams that I kind of painted, drawn. And so the first person is basically somebody who focuses, spreads him or herself too thin, in my opinion. So basically, a coach, one person that focuses on content, clients, visibility, reach, service delivery, right? That's your info coaching business in a vacuum, basically. Now, that's the second way. That's the second I'm trying to kind of preach you, teach you, maybe even engineer into you. It's basically leveraging, having systems, and then having peace, right? So basically having systems do most of you. And again, systems is a very big bubble word in my opinion. Systems can be defined by a lot of stuff. So you can actually just paint what is missing here for you, right? What's the biggest constraint for you? What would be the Kindle mover for you, right? Put it in here, put it in the systems, and that's what is going to drive peace to you. So again, so coaches think that freedom means more content, more clients, more visibility, and that's kind of ironic, right? More is kind of the, I guess that the like how do you even say it? I kind of forgot the word. It's the opposite of freedom, right? It's opposite of less. But real freedom doesn't come from doing more. It comes from building better and not from doing less. All right, which is what you expected. A little bit of a pattern interrupt for you here. The entire coaching space basically sells this fake version of freedom, right? So they basically tell you post more, launch more, get more eyeballs, right? Scale your reach. You basically have so much noise, and I kind of feel bad for you from my point of view because again, you try to collect all of this knowledge, all this information, and you try to find out what actually works for you, right? Maybe that's even the reason why you're in this video. You're trying to get a different perspective, a different belief. And I can tell you, right, stop doing it right now, honestly. Try to identify what exactly is your vision, right? What is your long-term vision? What are you trying to achieve? Think of freedom, right? I guess. And then try to see what exactly is holding your business back, your info business. It might be lead flow. It might be, lifetime value of your customers. For most people, I would say is to focus on, of course, increasing the lifetime value of each customer because lead flow can always be fixed. But the hardest part is fixing the hardest part is what a lot of people are going to avoid fixing first. And in the long term, focusing on the hardest part is always the best option, right? You can, of course, look at Jeff Bezos, right, with Amazon. They always focus on the hardest part. They always focus on the long term. And what is the best way for you, right? It's of course focusing on the long term for your business. It's basically increasing the lifetime value of your customers. So let's get back to my kind of context. So you basically build more funnels, more offers, more automation, and you end up with a business that looks successful on the outside, but feels like a hamster wheel on the inside. And you look inside, and when you look around in the space, like everyone is busy, like they're not free. They're trying to sell you that a version of themselves that is free. But trust me, a lot of people are again haven't really figured it out. And when I mean figured it out, I mean like the freedom part, basically being kind of not on in your business 24/7, but at the same time enjoying your life as well. Because again, we live only once, right? As long as I know a lot of people would try to a lot of workaholics, right? They would commit 99% of their life to a business to scale it up. And that will make them happy, but not everybody's like that. Somebody wants to just make more money without chasing more work, right? Chasing more traffic. So yeah, and that's the whole that concept just makes it feel like a hamster wheel on the inside. So yeah, I mean, when you look around, they didn't build a business. They built jobs that just have fancier titles. So for example, I have, again, I'm not a very creative person. I mean, I am creative, but when it comes to designs, not really that creative. So now we have to, I guess, hexagons. One is busy, one is free. And so what I'm trying to kind of explain you here is think of this as a busy person and a free coach. A busy coach, a free coach. When I mean free, I mean freedom. So what the busy coach does is they basically have a lot of content on the front end, then they book all this content into calls, then all of these calls get into sales, then they basically repeat the same cycle, the same feedback loop that they've created for themselves. Now a free coach, basically they get clients from sales, right? But these clients, instead of leaving, they actually renew, they refer more people, and they scale with the coach themselves, basically by assigning to different coaches offers on the backend. And the math proves it, right? Because if your income resets to zero every month, if you rely on constant content to drive sales, and if your system doesn't actually compound, you don't really have freedom at the end of the day, right? Do you? You have recurring anxiety disguised as entrepreneurship. Kind of like the line, honestly, in my opinion. Very strong. So imagine we put two businesses under a microscope, right? So first of all, we have business A, which is very front-end heavy because every month, again, you get new leads, you get new content, you maybe run creatives, paid ads, you get new calls, or maybe you take the calls yourself, maybe you have some people taking the calls, some closers, and you get new clients, right? So income goes up and then just drops, then up again. It's basically, you know, you created this very good, I guess, inconsistent growth for you. And flatline growth always restarting. Business B, it's backend driven. And what I mean by backend is you know how to leverage lifetime value. You know how to increase the lifetime value of your customers through different ascending offers. Again, I'm not trying to tell you to create a bunch of new offers that solve. Each offer solves a different problem. Trust me, that would make you probably miserable ahead what you're doing because you will have a lot of work to do. Try to have one offer, but just different entry points. And when I mean entry points, I mean different pricing models with different benefits, right? And when I mean benefits, it's just, each offer, the cheaper it is, the less exposure they get to you as, the head, the coach, the CEO, right? That's why probably they're buying your services in the first place because they're buying it because of you to get access to you. So that's why it's actually very smart. It's a very smart idea to basically break down your core offer into multiple entry points. That's what I mean here. So you basically have the same people, same clients, but because you know how to leverage the lifetime value, you know how to leverage retention, and you just know how to get good results. That's the most important thing, right? Just getting good results. Have your pride in getting results. That's what I'm trying to kind of speak up. I just love talking to people who put their service delivery on top of everything. Like they just have pride in it. I just love these people. I have a lot of respect for these people because these people actually know what they're doing. So yeah, if you're one of them, I totally respect you. Keep doing what you're doing. I know that you're going places for sure. So clients basically stay longer, they upgrade or ascend, and they refer others because of the good experience that they've gotten from you and the multiple opportunities that you've given them. And every month stacks on top of the last one, and it's exponential, right? There is no end to this. It's honestly comes down to, of course, lead flow, right? And the quality of each client that you get, and your service delivery, of course, right? One is work, right? I'm not going to say which one because again, it's very obvious. The other one is wealth, right? And I mean not wealth, just call it rich, right? Rich, because wealth is not the best word, I think, in my opinion. And the only difference between the two is that the business B just built a backend, right? They just knew what is important for them, and they focused on building a good backend. Again, backend is a very bubble word. I don't like to kind of say a word that means different a million things, right? By backend in this video, I mean like the business B just knew how to leverage lifetime value, increasing lifetime value. That's what basically backend is right here in this video. So let's make this stupid plain. So what does backend actually do? It gives you leverage. Retention, basically clients stay and you stop chasing them. Upsells, you get clients, right, on maybe a low ticket offer, a mid ticket offer, and you try it and they basically buy more from you, right? So they give you more revenue. They maybe upsell to a high ticket offer. And automation, right? Less manual work, more energy. And you're not adding more effort. You're basically multiplying the impact of the same effort that you're doing. And let's make it concrete clear for you. So let's say you get 5 clients at 2,000 each, right? So that's already 10,000. That's amazing. So you probably hit your comfort zone this month. You're trying to say, no, I'm not going for more. But of course, let's just say that 2 of them renew at 2,000 again. So that's already 4. So you added 14. And then one upgrades or ascends to your more backend offer, right? To your low ticket or mastermind, whatever, call whatever, to a 5,000 backend offer. And that's plus 5,000 just from one client from the initial 5. So that's same leads, same energy, and now you added 9,000 more instead of having the initial 10,000. And here's where it clicks, right? You didn't just save more money, you bought more freedom, right? Because now your business doesn't rely on posting, selling, on launching every day. The system carries itself forward. And so now imagine this instead. You wake up on a Monday, you're not panicking about DMs or content calendars because your backend systems are actually running. Your clients are renewing, upgrading, and referring. And again, too much storytelling. I know I'm not type of that guy to basically try to sell you something, but again, just if that makes it more clear for you, imagine your Stripe, right? You're not surviving, you're actually compounding. Your business stops being something that you run, right? It becomes something that runs for you. That's what freedom feels like. Oh, excuse me? It's peace, it's control, it's predictability and confidence. Not excitement, not chaos, but calm and serenity. And that's the level most coaches never actually reach because they were just too busy chasing noise instead of building a real infrastructure, right? Freedom isn't built on the front end, it's built from the back end. Freedom doesn't start when you make more money, it starts when your money starts making money. I love this line. And when your business compounds, every sale, right? Every client, every piece of momentum, it gets leveraged, right? That's when you stop chasing freedom and you start owning, right? I mean, that's in the most direct response copywriting way I could have said it. In other words, that's exactly what my creator profit infrastructure actually does. Yes, I am promoting my own services. Yes, this video is sponsored by my services, right? It turns chaos into compounding. It builds systems that actually give you time, energy, and your control back. So if you're stuck between 3 and 10,000 months, and you want me to show you where your backend is leaking freedom, not just money, I will completely do it for free, right? I will just audit your funnel from bottom to top, right? I will look at everything. I will see what exactly you can focus on to help get you more freedom. And it's a thing that I call basically the 48-hour profit badge. And I'll go through your funnel, your offer, your backend, and I'll show you the exact gaps that are keeping you in the hamster wheel. It's honestly just clarity. Like, I just want to make you clear on what you need to focus on your top constraints. And I know you might say, look, you don't even know my offer, you don't even know my niche, my market. It's totally cool, right? I will give you clarity. Clarity is what builds trust. And once you trust me, that's when you actually will hear me, right? So clarity is what is the most important thing for me here, is to build you clarity. I'm not trying to sell you anything because, again, you probably won't buy from just, getting on a call with me without not knowing anything about me. I'm doing this for free. I'm just trying to help more people, maybe even build some reputation that way. But yeah, I know that I can definitely help a lot of people out there. I have a lot of knowledge that can help a lot of people. I'm an amazing guy as well. I get really good with people. But yeah, so if you're interested, DM me the word patch on Instagram or comment it down below under this video, and I'll just send you the details, right? And I'll show you what real freedom actually feels like in a very short loom that I'm going to craft for you personally. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want more work videos, you can check out my channel. I have a lot of sauce, trust me. I've been making a lot of long form content recently because, again, I'm doubling down on that. Of course, social proof is always something that is primary for me, so you can check out my case studies as well. I have them pinked in a playlist. It was a pleasure making this video, and catch you in another one.